Hello everyone, this is Sawyer Studios and welcome back to the channel. So I'm doing something new. One of my friends and we were just reading some Lego reviews on the website, and obviously most of them are good because Lego is amazing, but we found some crappy reviews that were honestly really funny. So instead of being depressed watching the election happen, I thought that I would just lighten my spirits by reading off some really bad Lego reviews. So we got the 501st Legion Clone Troopers, or the 501st Battle Pack, which is obviously, who's gonna do a bad review on that? Well, it turns out there are people who just cannot be pleased. So here we are. We have a couple bad reviews. The first one is overpriced, boring set, would not recommend, do not buy. Okay. I mean, to be honest, I keep on hearing people say the 501st Battle Pack is so overpriced. It really isn't. It's 285 pieces for $29.99. That's a really good piece count. I don't know what this dude Josh 5356 is talking about, but okay. This is pretty bad. Minifigures are the best part of the set. I mean, obviously, but they're still not that great, and and the builds are also very uninteresting. I don't get why people are excited for this. What? The minifigs they're not that great. What do you mean? These are some of the best clones we've ever gotten. The whole ATRT is too big, and Speeder's too big, and I wish it was smaller so it could be cheaper, and I'm more inclined to just build build an armor of 501st Troopers. I haven't tried building an armor of 501st Troopers. That's interesting. Okay, and then we're getting the 3-star. Awesome set. The figures are awesome, duh. Well, yeah, that's why you get the set. The hips on the clones kind of break up the set for me. If they put prints on it, I think it would look a lot better. I honestly don't get what people are so fussy about. The white versus black hips. I think they look fine. The jetpack makes this guy look super tall and so out of proportion. Every time when you have something underneath the head of a minifigure, it always makes them look tall and out of proportion. That's just how that is. I don't know how Lego's gonna fix that. Unless they make new torsos where they just have a stud on the back, which I don't think that's a good idea. I don't know. That's weird. Oversized. ATRT stud cheater. Alright. Oh, there's more. Well. Alright. This is the 10 to be 4, and not great value for Damien 9233. What are you talking about? This set was expensive in comparison to other Lego sets and poor value for money. C-3PO doesn't fit into the capsule with the lid up. If I was at home, I would go grab my 10 to be 4, and I would show you that C-3PO fits in with the capsule lid on. I mean, you have to sit him down, but I didn't think that was something that needed to be said. In the small little escape pod, you have R2-D2, then you can sit down, C-3PO right next to him, closes on perfectly. I don't know what this guy's doing, but clearly I think he's trying to stand him up inside, which is not how an escape pod works. Sorry, bud. Princess Leia doesn't fit into the main section of the ship wearing her skirt. Well, they give her legs, and so she can sit down. They give her a skirt and legs. You're not supposed to fit in with... Wow, that's just such... gosh. Build time 4 hours. Alright, although this is a great rendering of the 10 to be 4, I just found throughout the build and post-build, every time I touch the model, parts fall off. This fragility spoils both playability and displayability, as it constantly needs rebuilding. Overall looks good. Oh, what is this? Nurse Flatulent Spider? What? No, okay, can I give a bad review on that name? Just I've never had a problem with that build at all. Like touching it, whatever, I could honestly probably drop it, and like maybe only 2 pieces would fall off. Like I've never had any problem with that particular set. Lego response: "Hi, thanks for your review. We're sorry to hear that. This shouldn't happen." Best thing to do is double check your build. Yeah, you should probably double check your build because you probably did something wrong there. Alright, we got the Death Star. UCS Death Star. Another re-release. Yay. I feel like people are buying this simply for Darth Vader. Oh, is this not the Death Star? Oh, this is Death Star Final Duel. My B. Alright. Death Star Final Duel. Another wasted spot in the lineup on something we got a few years ago. Play features are meh. Displayability is meh. Overall, wish they just didn't make this set. Honestly, the amount of times they remake X-Wings and Luke's Land Speeders, this set doesn't feel like it's been remade. I definitely didn't feel like, oh, we just got this. Like, honestly, I was like, oh, this is pretty cool. I feel like just the amount of other sets that LEGO remakes all the time, this one is definitely not the one that just pops into my head. I don't know, I thought it was a fine set. Great but tricky. My 11-year-old said she thinks that the set was hard because it has a lot of pieces. She thought it was a really cool set despite having some trouble with it. She said the characters were cool and she was used to doing easier set. So why did you get it for your 11-year-old if she's used to you're giving it a 3-star rating because your 11-year-old says it was hard to build because it had, not because the building techniques were hard, just because it had a lot of pieces. How many pieces did this have? This only had 775 pieces. If your 11-year-old is used to building a Lego set that's like in the 300 or 400 piece range, well then get them something that's in that range. But that's not Lego's fault. Why does that deserve a 3-star review? Oh, I would recommend this to a friend. Okay. We're just gonna... Okay, I'd understand if, like, level of difficulty was down. But value for money is 3? What do you mean the value for money is 3? I mean, maybe it's like, what, $20 overpriced? But it does come with a pretty sick Darth Vader and really awesome minifigure. I don't know. And there's some nice printed window pieces and... I don't know. Okay, well. This is the amazing Razor Crest. Okay, if someone says anything bad about this set, so help me goodness. Okay, there's no 1 stars. We're starting off okay. 2. Very disappointed set. Purchased for self. The key features of this ship, seen in The Mandalorian, aren't there. Landing gears, replacing the set by skis, and the movable/rotating reactors. The movable/rotating. What? The result is a very static ship, not looking like the original, and really relying on stickers to complete the look. I do not recommend this set if you're a fan of The Mandalorian. Yeah, I'm just gonna add on right here. Just there you go. What do you mean you have the carbonite chambers? You have, okay, honestly, feature-wise, this is, and I said this in my review. You should go check out my review of this set, by the way. But I said this in my review. This is like one of the rarest Lego sets that looks good and has a crap ton of features. Because usually Lego right now, if they make a set look good, the features are lacking. If they make a set with a lot of features, it's not there. The set looks both beautiful and has, an escape pod can fit not 1 but 2 figures plus Baby Yoda in the cockpit. Has a place for the gun compartment behind the cockpit, which is amazing. Has multiple open doors so that you can fit minifigures inside the bay area. Has carbonite holdings. Has guns out in the front. The 2 sides open up to store in the spring-loaded missiles, which, by the way, there are spring-loaded missiles you can shoot. And there's a bed, a bunk bed, for the Mandalorian to sleeping. And you are saying that this... well, looks good but lacking. From the outside perspective, it looks good, but the inside is kind of a joke. The cockpit is just bland. And the only interior within is a place for the Mando to sleep. I feel like the price we could have gotten a few extra details like a weapons rack in the bottom of it. So, yeah, okay, I understand this complaint. But at the same time, I feel like Lego purposefully left it open so that you could mod it and that you could put stuff in there. Sure, I mean, I feel like, Lego's not dumb. They probably thought about, hey, should we put a weapons rack in here? But, I mean, they chose a different place to put a weapons rack. Technically, it's behind the cockpit, which is perfectly fine. And I don't know. I'm fine. I mean, they went for more space to fit figures inside than cluttered space with stuff. I feel like if you think about it logically, if you cram that interior too much, you're going to have a hard time fitting figures in there, which would be very frustrating and probably would lead to more bad reviews. And two, you're probably going to get a lot of stuff that breaks on the inside when you're fiddling around with figures, and then it's going to be impossible to fix the inside without taking off the top or taking it apart again, because you probably will have, in the Lego instructions, you will have built the inside, then the walls around it, and you will have connected it, and then now it's impossible to fix if a piece falls off. So I understand it's cramped space. I understand why Lego did that. Alright, the A-Wing Starfighter UCS. Well, I have to say for UCS set from Lego, I feel very let down. Poor quality, poor fit, extremely flimsy, likely fall apart if it's handled at all. If the Millennium Falcon is the gold standard, it is in my book, this set shouldn't even be in the UCS collection. Have to say, I'm extremely disappointed. I don't understand when people say, it's likely to fall apart. I don't understand that. Because, I get a lot of Lego sets, and honestly, unless I, chuck it across the room, it's not likely to fall apart. I don't know what people consider likely to fall apart. I don't know. Hey, if I win the M&R October 2020 contest and get that A-Wing Starfighter, I'll build it, then I'll see if it's likely to fall apart. Well, there will be another set coming sometime. What does that even mean? I'm a little disappointed by this build. First off, the box came damaged. Oh. Yeah, that's not good. It was thrown in there, 2 other sets, and loosely packed. But that is not a review of the build. Just poor packing and good thing I'm not a box collector. Before it was released, it was said that were going to be 2 sets of stickers. Nope, just 1 set on 2 sheets. Since when does Lego ever give us 2 sets of stickers? Okay. I never heard that. And I also definitely, even if I did hear it, I'd say it's false, because that never happens. But, it's a very flimsy build. Again, what? And I feel if I take it off the stand, it's going to fall apart. The engine design sucks. It's hard to get it to fit correctly. The cockpit doesn't. Okay, well, first of all, it's a UCS build. Oh my gosh, there's more. I really don't want to. Yep. Not gonna read the rest of that crap. Okay. The engine design is crappy? I don't know about you all, but that engine design is pretty gosh darn beautiful, in my opinion. I don't know. People are like, oh my gosh, it's gonna fall apart, it's flimsy, blah blah blah. Okay, first of all, it's a UCS set. It's gonna be difficult. And if you are looking for a nice, easy build to do, I do not suggest getting a UCS set. It's just not going to be, unless you like the challenge, it's not going to be enjoyable. That's just that. So, yeah. Oh look, VIP, free on solo, carbon making. Alright, let's see. Darth Vader's Castle. Really good set in my opinion. Cheap. I'm playing with Legos. It's not Legos. It's Lego. I'm gonna dislike that just because he said that. Leonard. There we go. Never have I had one that breaks in so many pieces when I touch it. The blocks do not stay connected. I so the Darth Vader's castle. I mean, I might not have superpowers or something. Maybe this guy has like a really mean, weighty touch. Whenever I touched Darth Vader's castle, it didn't just fall apart. The blocks do not stay connected. You build them with mega blocks. Did you get like a weapon? Did you get weapon? Actually, that would make a lot of sense. If you got weapon, then yeah, I totally believe if you touched it, then nothing would stay together. Great look, bad playability. 4 stars? Okay. Interesting. Display value is 5 out of 5. Playability value 2.5 out of 5. This set is tremendous to display. What an impressive look and what a great addition to any display room. I agree. The problem with the set, its playability. I would really have preferred a microfig scale like Hogwarts Castle. Hogwarts Castle? The microscale Hogwarts Castle is not a set that I would think of as, oh, that's a lot of playability. That's like a display set through and through. Like, there's negative playability in the Hogwarts Castle. If you want playability, get the Diagon Alley, like where it's minifig scale. But like, if we got a micro scale version of Darth Vader's castle, that was even less playability. What? There were only 4 very little rooms, but there would be a lot more. They'd be a lot smaller if it was micro scale. If we count the gunner roof station on top, the back of the castle, open to see, let people see the different. Open to let people see the different. Is not very beautiful to look at. I would have like 300 more bricks to enhance the castle playability area. I mean, the Diagon Alley, you don't have a back to that. It's not the prettiest to look at, but that's so you can, like, I don't know, have playability. You're like, I want more playability. Oh, I want the back closed to restrict playability. Oh, I want a microscale, which is, with like a, I would have like a reunion room or a training room. What does a reunion room even mean? There wasn't even a training room that, wait, reunion? Do you know what the Darth Vader's castle is? Because I feel like this word that we keep on using, I don't think it means what you think it means. The front is great, but the back is meh. Was this helpful? No, it wasn't. Alright, what's this one? Alright, we got the Armored Assault Tank, which is temporarily out of stock. Surprise, surprise. 501st Battle Pack. Not temporarily out of stock. Alright. Overrated. Nobody is buying this for the actual AAT. People are buying multiples of this set just to get that 332nd Trooper. And 332nd Troop. And Ahsoka. And they spelled Ahsoka wrong. To get that 332nd Troop and Ashoka. I guarantee that if this set didn't have Ashoka or clone in it, nobody would buy it except people who want a disproportionate build for the Separatists. Yeah. I mean, yeah. What did you expect? So, the reason why I think this set is secretly brilliant and like complete props to Lego is that it's clearly for children. Like, this set is clearly for children. The disproportionate build for the AAT, the big gun. Who likes big guns? Kids, when they're playing in battles. That's like beautiful. This small little, it's cheap too, cost efficient. You know, you go to the Lego store, like mom, dad can have the set. They're more likely to buy it if it was like an $80 set. Heck, if, you know, I bet sales would go up there. But they throw in those 2 minifigures so that the adults who are huge Clone Wars fans are like, oh, now I have to get this set because I want the 332nd Trooper and the Ashoka minifigure. And that's just smart. That's just smart marketing. Level of difficulty? 2? Oh, I mean, it's not difficult. Okay, yeah, that makes sense. Value for money. The only argument I could see making against this set is that it's like $10 overpriced. Honestly, I would be fine if it was like $35, but like $10, yeah. Other than that, like, I don't. That's just smart. That's just ingenious. Of course they're going to add in 2 cool minifigures to get adults to buy it. I mean, you don't have to buy this. You knew it coming in. You didn't have to buy it. The idea of remaking the AAT is really cool, but it doesn't look great. It's missing the stripe down the middle. Oh my god. And the main turret is way too long. The AAT driver battle droids are a nice touch, since the last Clone Wars AAT didn't have them. But what disappoints me most is that I seriously don't know a single person who is actually buying the set for the, here we go again, for the tank. The only reason why people buy this is, oh, they spelled it right, Ahsoka, and the 332nd Company Clone Trooper, which I said should have included more of. No, I don't think so. Throwing in 2 332nd Clone Troopers, I mean, I wouldn't have argued, I would have liked it, but I think LEGO did the smart thing, just throwing in one from a business standpoint. Maybe a 332nd Company battle pack, just for a generic, would be a good idea. It is a good idea. It is a good idea. Is LEGO going to do it? No. Alright, looks like we got the UCS Death Star. Let's see. Oh, we got 1-star review. Pros. Lots of playability. Cons. Extremely high cost / piece count. So, technically, we're using the English language here. I'm not a linguistics major, but that means it has an extremely high cost and an extremely piece count, or extremely high piece count, extremely high cost count. I understand what they're saying. I'm just being a jerk. A remake of the 2008 model with slightly more pieces for $100 more than previous model, based on the original films. When fans want UCS models for more recent movies. Sorry, LEGO, but you disappoint a lot of fans with this weak build. They called it weak. I'm sorry to see that this set did not appeal to you, and that your purchase did not match your expectations. I don't understand that. When people buy sets and they're like, oh my gosh, this isn't what I thought, it's like, what do you mean? Like, unless you're the first one to get it, there's always reviews out on YouTube. You can watch literally anyone. And then you have the box, gives you a pretty good idea of what you're getting. The pictures, the features on the back and stuff like that. I don't know, the minifigs. We have tried really hard to make sure that all consumers know that Death Star is a reworked and updated version in order to limit unwanted purchases. Okay, that's like such that's such a thing to say from like customer service, but like there is no one that I know of who like walks into a LEGO store and is like, oh, look at this Death Star, this is new, yeah, I'll get it, purchase it, thank you, takes it home, builds it. Huh, that looks a lot like this Death Star I got from 2008. Wait a minute, it's the same one. Like, no one is like, that's like saying, like, no one walks into a LEGO store and accidentally buys the Death Star. Like, you don't just accidentally pay $500 for oh my gosh. People are literally insane. One second, I see a bug and I want to squash it. Squashed it. Very little improvement over retired set. This set is barely any improvement over the retired set. It appears LEGO just redesigned the box and slapped a $100 premium on the old set. I mean, like, literally every piece was new and the minifigures were redone, and you know, they added detail, and it wasn't the, never mind. I hope this is not a new face of LEGO/Disney co-op. There we go. As a collector, I will not be keeping this one. It's an abomination. Oh, an abomination. Oh gosh. No, not that. Had different scenes been incorporated in the similar dollhouse design, it would have been a must-have. As it currently stands, this set is a waste of money. So, like, they purchased it, and they're saying that it's practically the same thing. You can see that on the box. Once again, I don't understand why people purchase things. And, like, I don't know, like, do they just, are there people, like, I mean, are there people who, like, just go online and just, like, type in new Star Wars LEGO set, then purchases it without, like, looking at the reviews or the pictures or anything? Gosh, why is my nose so itchy? I don't know. I don't get people. The AT-AT. Honestly, probably the best version we've gotten of the AT-AT. Okay. Not a great version of the AT-AT. Well, look at that. This AT-AT, the AT-AT is one of my favorite vehicles in Star Wars. And I've so far managed to get all the LEGO releases of the vehicle. Awesome. There have been many versions, including the walking motorized one, which, by the way, that one is super cool. I really want it. This version, though, just is not great. This version, though, just is not great overall. Pros. The figure selection is just what would be expected, and the General Veers figure is a nice update. Play-wise, it has some good features, including internal docking for the speeder and figures. I definitely agree. Definitely the most spacious AT-AT we've ever gotten. I'm not seeing cons yet. This has been improved over other versions, as it is easier to access the inside now, and has more seating for troopers than any previous version. There is a new feature in this version, allowing you to raise and lower the harpoon with Luke. This was a nice little aspect. As always, it also gets points for not having stickers as well. Okay, so I've seen a lot of awesome pros, but it's 2 stars. Here goes the cons. Speeder bike sucks. This is hands down the worst version of the snow speeder bike. It was clearly a phoned in afterthought and just terribly designed. Falls apart with basic play, completely defeats the point when previous versions were both swooshable and more accurate to the source. I don't know about you. I think this is very swooshable, and nothing's falling apart. Like, probably shouldn't be hitting that on my mic, but whatever. Like, I mean, to be fair, I think this is honestly one of the best, snow speeders we've gotten. Not Rebel snow speeder, but snow speeder bike we've gotten. Like, it has the pedals down here for like the minifigure feet, like how it would usually be, which I think is an amazing design quality. It just looks so good. I mean, it's different, but they did it better. I don't know what this guy is complaining about. Whatever. Then there is the head of the AT-AT. This is a bad version. The only AT-AT head that can fit 3 figures in it is a bad one. The look is wrong and the proportions are not right at all. It really hurts the display quality. What do you mean? That's so beautiful. I don't get it. Especially side by side with previous versions. Additionally, it does not close correctly, and the palette is actually bruh, I've got my 3 figures in there. It's closed pretty correctly. Just saying. Get good. I had to check a couple times to see if I built it wrong to be sure, but it does not, in fact, close flush with the Veers figure driving. So first of all, I don't think this should be a problem. I don't think it is. But Veers doesn't drive. He stands in the back. It's the AT-AT Walker pilots that drive. So first of all, sir, you're using your minifigures incorrectly. The model itself also has some stability issues. It is too fragile. Panels constantly come loose, and the legs cannot really be posed and have it remain upright for display. I mean, that's every AT-AT Walker ever. Something done better in all the previous versions. Then there is the price. This set is 15 cents per part, and by weight is actually less total plastic than the version we got only 5 years ago. Oh my gosh! So now we're like metagaming. He's weighing the Walker. What? What do these people like? Do people have this much time? There's no way he built this in 1 hour. Well, I guess maybe. No, I'm calling shenanigans. Like, Idaho Lego collector. Do people in Idaho just like weigh their Lego for fun? Like, I mean, like, you literally is like, oh, this total is plastic because we're weighing it. What? Yet Lego upped the price almost a full 50%. In fact, the motorized walk-in version of the ATV was $30 cheaper. That isn't just inflation. That is gouging your customer. And it's a trend this year with Lego Star Wars. I should start weighing my sets. I'm gonna get a scale. I'm gonna weigh my sets. I don't know what I'm gonna do with that information, but it sounds fun. The Imperial Star Destroyer, the UCS version. I love this set, everyone. I love this set. It's probably like one of my more favorite sets of all the ones we've just looked at. So if anyone says anything bad about it, oh, that's so cool. I like what they're doing right there. I just like to say, if anyone points anything bad about this, I'm gonna get salty. We got 9 1-star reviews. Here we go, getting ready. Too frustrating. Yeah, it's because the level difficulty is 5. The sets start out very fun and awesome. Now after being stuck, oh, there goes my phone. Now after being stuck at trying to get the 4 large hull pieces on top for months, this Chat Mocha has been trying to get the 4 large hull pieces on top for not days, not weeks, months. You just like wake up, like try 5 times, give up, go to bed, wake up again. It's not okay. Granted, it was a little difficult, but it's not that hard. Me and my friend Michael, we built this set in literally one night. Like we started at like I think 9 o'clock at night, and we stayed up till like 4 in the morning, and we had some nice ice cream sandwiches. And we didn't have months of problems. You can't get the ball bearing type piece to snap down into the holding piece without the larger hull piece just falling apart. See, I'm pretty sure you can, because I did that. And before customer service asked me to review my build, I have rebuilt the hull pieces because they fall apart anyway, probably 5 times, but still have the same issue. This set is horrible. We're sorry to hear this. Our brick experts will be happy to troubleshoot with you. Snap some pictures and send them on over at that. Seems like a good response. I don't think the set is horrible. Disappointed in the lack of quality control from Darth Lego. Oh gosh. Wow. 111 111 11111 11,111,111,111. There we go. This is the second time that I'm trying to write this review because the first time the site did not let me post it. Probably because it was a really dumb review. I purchased this set for myself back when it first came out and was so very excited because I have been building for the better part of the last 2 decades. I have been waiting for them to remake this set from the early 2000s. Fresh out of the box, it looked like it was going to be a great, challenging build. It was quite challenging, but this was not because of the build itself, but because the set was. Oh my goodness gracious. Missing both pieces and the sticker that comes with the UCS plaque. Yeah, okay, that's valid. I'd be upset too. It was quite challenging, but this was not because of the build itself. Yeah. I called customer service about this issue, and they were quite helpful and sent me the additional pieces I needed, but it is still unacceptable that they do not have better quality control over their most expensive sets. Oh no, my first world problem. I got a Lego set, and the pieces weren't inside of it, and I had to call customer service, and they gave me the pieces for free. The nerve! The gall! My gosh. They received my pieces. About 7 bag numbers later, I was again missing pieces. Something tells me that, I don't know, Lego hardly misses pieces. This is so weird. This shows that there is no concern for quality control. Okay, if we took all the sets that Lego produced, and then all the sets that they produced with missing pieces, it's like slim to none. When I was on the virtual BrickCon, we were talking to Lego customer service representatives. We were asking them about, what's the most likely cause when people are missing pieces. They said that most of the time most of the time they just lost the pieces. Like they'll find it like an hour or two later or whatever, or they just can't find it in like the mess of pieces and they overreact. That's like number one. Number two, that like the pieces get stuck in other Lego pieces. And I think that's like one of the hardest things to look for, is because you see a big Lego piece, you're like, okay, it's not there, and then you push it to the side. Well, it could be stuck underneath it, or it could be stuck on top if it's like flipped over. So that was another thing that they said. They actually, I think, what was the statistic? I think they said like maybe it was like 7% of all calls talking about missing pieces are actually missing pieces. And even the number of calls that people like send in about missing pieces, it's like, that's not a huge ton anyway, so like that's already 7% of not that big of a demographic. You should expect a higher quality. If I had the chance to return the set, I would in a heartbeat for the use of this Falcon. So I don't see, I mean, it's not a 1 because the set sucks. It's just a 1 because you happen to, or apparently you were missing pieces. I think that doesn't... I don't know. Why would you return it for the U.S. Millennium Falcon just because you had a bad experience? Like, if I had a bad experience, but if I still like the set, I mean, like, I'd give it, maybe I'd give it a bad review, but, like, I'd keep the set. It wouldn't be like, oh, I had a bad review of this set. Whenever I look at it, I remember about this bad experience, and I'm just going to, I wish I never bought it. I don't know. I feel like that's stupid. Speaking of the Millennium Falcon, a couple 1-star reviews. Horrible and very fragile. This Lego is really bad and fragile. The entire covering can come off. And it broke by just sitting... It broke by just sitting there. Guys, my house is haunted. My Millennium Falcon was just sitting on the table. And it broke. It's like doing the dishes. It's like... just spontaneously combusts. You should save your money to get something else like Hogwarts Castle. Hogwarts Castle, also a really good set. This set is obviously going to be fragile. I don't know. I mean, I transported this set in the back of my car and down some really sketchy stairs, and it was perfectly fine. Didn't break. So, like, I think you just have to know how to deal with Lego. No R2-D2, no rotating turret, no hidden compartment. So, if they're talking about like the top rotating turret, or the bottom rotating turret, or even the turret in A New Hope and Empire Strikes Back that comes out from underneath the Falcon, they were all there, all of them. They rotated and everything. That was like the best design for a Millennium Falcon turret. I don't even need to read. No, I'm gonna read it anyway. And there was a hidden compartment. There was. You just couldn't fit any minifigures in there with it closed. But you could fit minifigures in it with it open. So there were, in fact, hidden compartments. I've just finished this model. Took me 25 hours. Oh my gosh. Basically watching the saga, half episode of The Mandalorian. Whilst it looks aesthetically accurate and pleasing from the outside, there are 3 major flaws around this model. The first and most important is, where on earth is R2-D2? Okay, if you want R2-D2, then just get a set with R2-D2. We don't need an R2-D2. We don't need another R2-D2. There are so many cheaper ways to get an R2-D2. Oh, now they're gonna go through the whole story about R2-D2. Okay, well, I don't care. The second issue with this set is the lack of rotating gun turrets below and above. The turret rotates more than 360 degrees. It goes all the way around. Well, okay. Yes, it goes... It like covers a pretty good half hemisphere of ranges, actually. The actual Millennium Falcon turret... so maybe they missed a couple degrees. But overall, it's the most maneuverable turret in any Millennium Falcon. And that's so stupid. Last problem is the unfinished hidden storage compartments. Instead, they left a dip. A dip? No Lego plate to cover. Just a dip. Oh. So this is actually really funny. So the covering of the dip that they claim actually has a covering. It's just if you are not paying attention while building the set, you're going to miss that it actually tells you get the piece and put it on top. they probably just missed that and thought it was a spare piece, which any experienced Lego builder would know that piece is not a spare piece. Once again, the designers did a great job externally. I don't feel like this deserves giving it a 1-star review, even if these 3 like complaints were true and like justifiable. I still think it should get like 3 stars. This is ridiculous. Alright, last one. ATAP Waka. I would not recommend this set if your child actually wants to play with it. The legs are so poorly designed. They break off the bases and fall apart constantly. When you open the top hatch, the entire fin is too off balance and falls backwards. And usually, when you have an ATAP Waka and you open the top hatch, just flint it back, usually it's gonna fall backwards. Because that's how gravity works. Yeah, my son is pretty disappointed that he can't play with it. I mean, you can play with it, you just don't be stupid with it. What? Also pointed out, we aren't by any means new to Lego and own dozens of if not 100 they put and then 100. Bruh, dude, you might not be new to Lego, but are you new to like the English language Lego Mom 1 2 3 4 5 6? It's not 100. You don't have to write the from the 100. It's just 100. 100. Or more sets. I realize they are pretty fragile and need to be carefully played with. So if you understand if it's fragile and needs to be carefully played with, I don't understand the bad review. Alright everyone, this is Sawyer Studios. Thank you for tuning in to just reading some funny Lego reviews with me. I appreciate it. If you want to see more of these just random videos of reading bad Lego reviews, then just comment down below, give this video a like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell so you know when I'm posting new content. Also, let me know if you agree with any of these complaints. I mean, obviously I disagreed with almost all of them, but you know, I don't know. Maybe I'm biased because I love Legos so much. Alright everyone, Sawyer Studios again, and I'll see you all in the next video.